Nintendo had a rough start this year. There's no way to mince words. There's no way to sugarcoat it. They had a rough start at the beginning of this year. But I can't say that they turned the ship around. They definitely turned the ship around by November and by E3. They definitely turned the ship around. And I can honestly say this is the best year that Nintendo has had in almost a decade, I want to say. I'm just going to keep it real with y'all. The first few months of this year, as far as the Nintendo Switch output, not very good. They had a few exclusives. Mario Tennis Aces, Mario Party, and then they had the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 DLC that I know of. And with Mario Party and Mario Tennis Aces, here's the thing: they could have had two killer apps right there, two games that could have had a lot of people going out there to the store to buy a Switch. Instead, what they ended up doing, here's the thing: they could have had it. They could easily had a lot of people. They could have had a lot of people's money. But unfortunately, with Mario Party, we didn't get a fully featured Mario Party with the online. All they had to do was give us a fully featured online Mario Party. That's all they had to do. But unfortunately, we didn't get that. And so that's why Mario Party isn't as big as it really should be. Same thing, same sort of thing with like Mario Tennis. They added a lot of unnecessary mechanics such as racket breaking, and it wasn't as good as like the Mario Party tennis on the Mario Tennis, excuse me. It wasn't as good as the Mario Tennis on the GameCube. And this Mario Party wasn't as good as the other ones in the past. So it's kind of it's a shame. It's sad to say that as far as the first party output at the beginning of the year, it wasn't very good. And to be honest, first part of the year, Switch was very lacking. It was very lacking in games to play, unless you're one of those people who like really are into indie games and just want to take those indie games on the go. And it has been getting a little bit more third-party support. We've been seeing a lot of companies step up in wanting to work with Nintendo. Like even recently, we're just hearing about Mortal Kombat 11 that got announced, and basically Ed Boon and Nintendo, they're working together to try to get Mortal Kombat on the Switch. And then with this latest announcement on Thursday about Marvel Ultimate Alliance, that's a big deal right there. And they're getting this big game that like there's a lot of Ultimate Alliance fans. And to know that game is exclusive to the Switch, that's a big deal. That's a big get for Nintendo. And I can say this: by E3, by June of this year, they really surprised me. I'll say this: they really, really surprised me. They had their best E3 in almost a decade. Like, they were definitely second place when it came to E3. They definitely were, and I don't care what anyone says. They had a great presentation. They really did. They started off very strong with their E3 Direct. They had Daemon X Machina, the game that's sort of like Armored Core. That I can't wait for that to come out. Like between this game and like Marvel, between this game, Metroid, and Marvel Ultimate Alliance, like there's a lot to look forward to now. They're showing us that there's a lot to look forward to, both when it comes to third party and first party, and that's what I want from Nintendo. And I hope that Nintendo continues to improve and continue to work with these third parties to get these great third party experiences, and to even do these wild collaborations like what they're doing with Ubisoft. Even if that doesn't necessarily appeal to me when it comes to stuff like Mario and Rabbids and stuff like that. But their E3 was really, really good. It was really good. And, after their E3, I can't really say anything after their E3 because their third party, not much going on there. I mean, overall Nintendo Switch it's been getting a lot of ports, a lot of what I like to call handy down ports, a lot of underpowered versions, underpowered ports of games that have already appeared on other systems and stuff, such as Doom and such as Skyrim. But people are enjoying that. People are buying those games, and it's been proven. Those games are selling on the Switch, so that's a good thing. Because that was one of my main concerns when the Nintendo Switch was announced, was that okay, or is the third party going to stay this time? Is it going to get third party support, and are the third party developers, are they going to stay? And we're getting into I want to say the third or second year or whatever, I guess officially, of the Switch. And if the third party continues to stay, and we continue to get bombshell announcements like Marvel Ultimate Alliance and Daemon X Machina and a lot of these other games down the line, I can say that I was wrong, and I'll admit it. But until that day comes, I'm gonna give them another year. I'll give them another year. But overall, their output, after E3, and once we got to November, Pokemon Let's Go came out. Say what you want about the way that they sort of casualized it, but it's a really great game. And honestly, I can say this, and I can't believe that this has happened to me, but I played my Switch. Well, not my Switch, it's my brother's Switch, but I played the Nintendo Switch probably more than I played my Xbox this year. And that probably doesn't sound surprising to maybe some of y'all, because that whole thing of Xbox has no games. But I'm one of those people that, if you've been on my channel long enough, I have been totally against the Switch from the beginning, based on Nintendo's past track record and everything. But the Pokemon Let's Go game, that's a killer app, and it's definitely sold. I think it's sold already 3 million within like a week or whatever. That's definitely a killer app. Between that and Smash, and I'm playing that right now, and Smash is very, very fun, very, very good. Those two games, two killer apps, November, December of this year right now, they're doing good. They turned the ship around, but unfortunately these two games, they came so late in the year. They needed these games earlier on in the year, but I can honestly say that these games are going to sell well, especially Smash. It's no doubt about that. Smash is definitely going to sell well. Other than their game output, like I said, as far as the game output goes, they did pretty well, outside of the beginning of their, outside of the beginning of the year, like I said. Once we get to the end of the year, once we got to the end of the year, they gave us two really big, really good games, so that's good. But other things, when it comes to other things Nintendo did this year, that's where we kind of run into a few problems. So first off, they went after ROM sites, and I know that it's their right to do that. They are the content holders. They are the content IP holders. They are the content IP holders of a bunch of IP, and they're allowed to legally go after anybody uploading ROMs, illegal ROMs to sites and stuff. But we all know what that was about. Going after those emulator and ROM sites like that. Because we also had the Nintendo Switch Online, which is another major thing that I got to talk about here, because I feel like this is where they also messed up. Because we knew that this was coming. We all knew this was coming, and for those people who primarily play on Nintendo Switch and play on it daily or whatever, the past year and a half or whatever, y'all haven't been paying for online, and y'all been enjoying free online. But now that they have y'all paying, I feel like they're ripping a lot of people off. I'm gonna be honest. When it comes to the Nintendo Switch Online, so for other of their when it comes to the competition for other services such as Xbox Live, PlayStation Network, PSN. When it comes to PlayStation Plus, PlayStation Plus and games with gold, you have those incentives, and those incentives, you have incentives to basically keep renewing your subscription, right? Those incentives obviously being able to play online with friends and stuff, party chat, stuff like that, game deals and stuff. But then also another incentive is, free games monthly, right? So like games with gold, you get like Xbox One games, Xbox 360 games. I think they even, and correct me if I'm wrong though, I think even Xbox does regular Xbox games too, I think. But you got those games, and then PlayStation, they give you PS3, PS4, and PlayStation Vita games, right? So what's Nintendo offering? Nintendo Entertainment System games, NES games. Unless you're over the age, unless you in your late, I want to say if you're 32, so if you're in your late 30s or whatever, or mid 30s or whatever, that's gonna appeal to you. But here's the thing, Nintendo. I didn't grow up with Nintendo Entertainment System. I grew up with N64. I grew up with GameCube, Game Boy Advance, regular Game Boy. Where are those games? If you want to offer free games, don't just offer this crap. Don't offer these old games. Not everybody likes those old games. That is your incentive to keep people going back to your online, to keep them subscribing for your online. And then the same thing with this smartphone app. That's not a good solution to party chat. Why can't you just have regular party chat and stuff online, and sending messages and stuff like that? Nintendo doesn't have that. They don't have that yet. They launched their online with such, it's so bare bones. So bare bones. It has the bare minimum. And it's only $20, and I know people will try to defend it. It's only $20. Even for $20, I don't think it's a good price. It's not, I don't think it's worth it, to be honest. It's not worth it. It honestly isn't. And they need to improve their online. They need to give better incentives. Even if they are giving you NES games that you can play online for the first time with other people, that's not enough. Bring GameCube games there. Bring all games. There's so many Nintendo games from their vast library of games that they've released over the years. And we know this because, for one thing, we've had a Virtual Console in the past, and they got rid of that. So they need to bring all those games back. Eventually, they got to do that. It's good that they are making strides to, modernize themselves, or whatever you want to call it. It's good that they have, save data in the cloud. And, it's good that they have these things, but y'all still using friend codes in, 2018. I mean, overall, the online, it's one thing that they need to improve on. It's one thing they definitely need to improve on. One thing I will say, though, getting back to a positive thing that Nintendo did, they got rid of their Nintendo Creator Program, and so now everybody can upload Nintendo content without being afraid that Nintendo's gonna take a cut, and then YouTube's gonna take a cut. Everybody taking a cut, and then at the end of the day, you're left with pennies. So it's a good thing that they have decided to get rid of that. And so now that's pretty much why you're going to be seeing Nintendo gameplay in this video for once, right? So overall, I think Nintendo, they had a decent year, man. They had a decent year. They could have had a great year. And I'm hearing a lot of Nintendo fans actually claim that, 2017 was a better year. I'm trying to figure out, how did y'all even think that last year was even close to this year? How How? Yo, think about this. We had Pokemon, Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, and Smash in the same year, and then also Mario Party. But unfortunately, like I said, if they had gotten Mario Party right and Mario Tennis Aces, this would have been an even better year. And just like with Microsoft, just like with my Microsoft review, my Xbox review, I'm gonna give it a score. I'm gonna put a score on this. And again, I love Smash Brothers. I love Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, but unfortunately, a few of their games were misses, and they still got to fix their online. And I apologize for my little mini rant on the online, but it's a shame that in 2018 they're missing so many features. So overall, I'm gonna give them a 7. I'm gonna give them a 7.5 out of 10. That's what I'm gonna give them if I had to give them a score. So let me know what you guys think about Nintendo, about Nintendo's 2018. Apologies for the long video. I wanted this to be a bit shorter, but I had a lot to say when it came to Nintendo. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. This has been Fear No Hate. I'm out of here. Peace.